So before we get into the video, we've had a bit of a move around in the bench. We won't go any further that way because it's horrible. The bit of wood appears to be staying mostly because it does seem to prevent the camera being quite so odd. But what's new is this lot over here. So we have obviously mains, cable TV, or rather cable broadband, excuse the noise downstairs, VDSL, ADSL and analog phone line, network points and more power points. So should make doing some of these videos a lot easier. Anyway, let's get on with the main video. Hey guys, so continuing on the theme of fairly rapid teardowns, I'm just going to get a couple of these quick ones out of the way. So with my coffee out of the way, what we have here is I can't remember what these were called, Class Tough or Class Touch tablet. These were fairly basic Android tablets that were given to schools. They're completely self-contained, they're fairly tough. They have built-in contactless QI chargers, and other than that it's just a bog standard Android tablet. So having done the brain's gone now, that Fujitsu tablet, I thought we'd look at one that's slightly more modern, not massively more modern. This will be quite a quick teardown because there's really not much in these, and just compare it to something slightly more modern, and then we'll see. I think I've got a HP Intel one that we can probably have a look at a later date as well. So anyway, let's get started. So the rubber, as Dave Jones would call it, the rubber baby buggy bumpers, but the rubber baby buggy bumper just pops off, and underneath we see the QI, whatever you want to call it, charger. Learnpad, that's what they're called. And as you can see, it goes from the USB port there. Focus. Come on, focus. There you go. Round to the back, and it is literally just stuck on with caps and tape. So we need to get rid of that so we can get things apart. These QI charger units do work on other things. I have kept the charger pads themselves, and I've kept a few of these because they could be useful. But it's just to say self-contained QI to micro USB charger module, potentially quite useful. Got reasonable range on them as well. Right, I believe these are BFI to get into them. I don't think we need any special tools because they come apart easy enough when you don't want them to. So there does appear to be a, there we go, effort has been made for serviceability on these. So they're all off-the-shelf parts. You can get in here fairly quickly. I've got a dog next to me. Hello, doofus. He says, struggling to get the damn thing open. There we go. Everything in here can be changed and replaced. And this is actually a genuine aluminium back in here. So I think this is actually one of the better ones. So may not want to completely destroy this one because I think this one is still useful. So ports on the end, what have we got? Let's bring you down. There we go. So ports on the end we have, I have a pointy stick. What should we go with? Go with a pen. We have a headphone jack, we have a small DC jack, we have an SD card slot which I'm not sure is exposed. Yes it is. And a micro USB and an HDMI. These can actually draw enough power when charging to trip out most USB chargers, hence the DC jack. And when we received all of these, a lot of them were quite deeply discharged. Battery wise, we have two enormous 7.6 ampere hour packs. So these were designed with runtime in mind. Let's just pop those out if we can. I'm always a bit wary of forcing those apart. Might have to resort to actually using some tools in a minute. Yeah, we'll chuck that there. Let's just get rid of this tape. The tape's obviously in there to just try and hold things together a bit because again we've built this to be serviced, and I should imagine there was probably part of the stipulation or the specification included that. I've just pulled that can off. I'll just pop it back on. Let's rip it apart. There we go. What have we got down here, I wonder? That's going to be part of the screen. Right, can we safely get these out without destroying them? Bear with me. So I am actually going to clip these battery terminals off. Now, big arse lipos, they may well be charged, so what I'm actually going to do is make sure those are cut flush. And they are obviously ganged up somewhere, so looking under here we have protection circuits. I don't know that we can get any deeper in there. Bear with me, let me just work out how to get these batteries out safely. Right, a bit of isopropyl alcohol and some spudgery. And we are free. And that was nasty. So what's just happened there is they had actually stuck the battery down over this cable, which I think is the display cable, and obviously as I pulled the battery up it's just ripped that straight off. So yeah, we won't be quite so delicate about this one now, because that ain't going to be getting fixed. That smells quite strongly. Isopropyl alcohol, not solvent from these, that's good. So let's have a look in here, see what we've got battery wise. So we've got a board across the top. So we have a battery protection board, we have two MOSFETs, probably a DW04 or similar there, and these two are, drum roll please, so they're in parallel, those two. So yeah, that's quite a big battery for a tablet. So we have this mystery thing that we've just ripped off here, so I suggest we continue poking on that. Sorry, I've just nudged you. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a display connector under here. Yeah, so this now quite mullered piece of flex PCB. Flex PCB would be the display cable. So this one up here is going to be our digitizer by the looks. That's already out. For some reason, is that glued? No. Oh, that goes around the front. Okay. So for some reason, our digitizer has a 3M pad on the back to be bonded, but they've never put it down. But yes, that's definitely a digitizer. And again, it looks like it's designed to be easily dismantled. So we have a camera module here. Let's just pop some of these cans off, if we can. They came off easy enough for me earlier when I wasn't trying to get them off. So we've got one Wi-Fi module and two. I'm not sure why we'd have two. I suspect one is just a subset of another. We've got headers here of some kind to add something else. I don't know that these were available with 4G or 3G connectivity. It's possible they may have been. There might be some sign of that on the other side of the board. Well, I suppose it's possible it's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and they're just on little not patch antennas. I forgot what they're called. There's a technical name for them. F antennas, PCB antenna types things. So there's just one glued over here. Yeah, everything is sticky now. It's been bathed in isopropyl alcohol. And we have one over here. I suspect that this is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It's a lot easier taking these things apart when you make the decision that they don't actually have to go back together. Obviously Bluetooth and most Wi-Fi connections use the same 2.4 gigahertz band. 2.4 gigahertz band. So we're done with those. Let's just get rid of them. One less thing out of the way. So that is part of our display. So what have we got here? Motherboard, compared to the other one, as you can see, is a lot smaller, a lot more compact. And obviously this is packing quite a bit more power than that Fujitsu tablet would have been. The Fujitsu tablet, although it was running CE, was only intended as a dumb terminal. They did put some apps on it, quite obviously, but this is designed to be a complete self-contained machine. So that's the motherboard assembly out. We'll put that to one side. And again, the emphasis on this appears to have been on serviceability, because it looks like I can actually remove that screen without any real trouble at all. Now, compare this to modern phones and tablets where you have to completely destroy the thing to get the display out, he says, failing to do it. So if we pop that tab up, that display moves over. We've got a couple more tabs there, and there. That's display panel. It's quite a nice little display panel. I don't actually know that I could use it for anything, but that is a really nice little display. That will be LVDS. Actually, I won't zoom you out, there's no point. You would need the appropriate display cable to drive it, but certainly that could probably be repurposed. And that leaves us here with the digitizer glass. So again, compared to a modern machine, that is a walk in the park to replace. And then we have a little flex PCB there. Come on. Focus. I don't think it's liking the glass very much. Yes, you've got a little flex PCB down there with the touchscreen electronics on. Right, motherboard wise. To be fair, these are highly integrated. This is less highly integrated than some of the ones I've seen. We've got nothing on the back. We have the front camera here. All our ports. There doesn't appear to be anything in terms of provision for extra facilities on the back. We've got two large heat dissipation pads there, so there's going to be at least two large chips on the other side. So what have we got here and how does it all go together? It's all held together by tape again. So we have a speaker module. The speakers in these actually aren't that bad compared to some. And that contains the bezel for the camera as well. So we've got our rear facing camera there. And it looks like they're on one common lead. Sorry, sticky stuff on my fingers. So yeah, there's both cameras. Actually, is it both cameras? No. So we've got front camera and rear camera there. I mean, that's all they are. This won't be anything absolutely amazing in terms of quality, but you know, that's how small these digital camera modules are. Right, how much further can we take this apart? So I reckon those will come off. Let's get the super sharp razor blade of doom again. And they are just clipped on, so let's just pop those off. And we're in. So what have we got in here? We have our main processor, a Rockchip RK3188 or 88 or 86, 88. That will be a complete system on a chip. We have some DDR RAM, we have some flash, and then we have the RK616 companion chip, which is this one here, and I would guess at that potentially being graphics, and this here, which has its own heat pad, we're surrounded by inductors, so I'm going to guess that's going to be power supply and potentially charging. Although I'd have thought charging would probably be slightly further. Well, I guess our USB port's there, so. But yeah, there's not really much more to it. So we've got some options here for more RAM. These are quite limited in terms of RAM and flash. I'm not sure what that would be. We've got an option there for a different display connector. But quite often with these you'll open them up and you'll see things like missing option modules for 4G and things like that. But really there's not much to it. I'm guessing that's our charge controller up there by the battery. There's a lot of diodes up there. There's a big inductor and quite a few transistors, analogy goodness. So yeah, I'd say that's probably your charge control for the battery. That's your power supplies for everything else. But that's all there is to that. The newer ones, and I did have a board somewhere, I've no idea where it is, are almost literally system on a chip, RAM, flash, that's it. There's nothing else in them. So in grand scheme of things, there's a lot in this. That's the other thought as to what that may be, because we've got HDMI out here, so that may be involved in the video output stage. Anyway, that one's done. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you soon.